I just wanted to come on here real quick and do a quick one because of some of the stuff I'm seeing. So this announcement of the Queen thing, it is got people freaking out. Like, I guess people over in England and stuff. And I mean, the person I saw talking about was, I'm pretty sure they were in Scotland. But I guess I've seen Ireland, like a lot of people are freaking out. And it's crazy because she's been dead for at least a year. And so that energy has been gone. It's just strategic moves. But see, it's like Ed Harris said, tell them what you want them to know, and eventually they'll believe anything. And that is what is going on. It's all mind manipulation, this world is. So, anyways, when I was listening to this one girl, and she was talking because she said that her phone is just pinging every second because people are so distraught. They just keep messaging her, and everybody's freaking out. And it has been the stability for a lot of people where that has given them, their grasp on reality. She's been a consistent being in their world of control. She's been the abuser. It's like Stockholm syndrome. And then suddenly the person's gone. But people are freaking out. And so anyways, I already knew that that was a marker, that when they announced that she has passed, that's a huge marker. And I heard that back in I'm sure it was in 2020. But probably more towards the end. I don't know, because there was a whole thing about that there would be, when she passes, that that was going to be a huge marker. I'm pretty sure that that was written in the letter stuff. That letter. I'm pretty sure, and that's what tripped me out when I was listening to people talk about that, is how these people were saying things before they happened, and then they would happen, and to complete accuracy on dates and time and stuff. It was really crazy. And but if it's a quantum computer that is, telling us all this stuff, and they have looking glass, and they put in probabilities, they put in all this stuff, and like, they can know certain things are going to happen, but they don't know step by step what's going to happen. I mean, that's how, when you are looking into the future anyways, that's how it is. You can see bits and pieces. So I think, because when they had were able to see into looking glass, and I thought for sure, ever since I started looking into this stuff, I was like, oh man, they know what's going on. They've looked into it. They've looked in looking glass. They know what's happening. There was just too many things. That's why he pulled certain people up on stage. And there's a lot of people, well, see, he's a bad one because he picked them. And I just saw somebody else talking, and I don't know if they just made this up or if this is a release, but the stuff that was in that he was saying, no, it's safe, everybody, it's fine, it's fine. It was very different stuff. A bunch of vitamins, a bunch of stuff like the words we're not allowed to talk about were in there for his. And then the other one, so that is where he'll be covered when he comes out and says, like, hey, wait a minute. The one I was saying was this. What were you guys putting in them? Because you didn't have permission to do that. That's no. Y'all are in big trouble. So that is going to be how it's going to go down. And it is the same thing that I was talking about before. You can't stop the natural progression. He couldn't stop what had to happen. He couldn't go in and say, oh, 100,000 people are going to be killed over the next year, and I've got to stop this so it doesn't happen. No, just like my guides tell me all the time, certain things have to happen. It is the lessons that come associated with that have to play out. It's the change. It is how things change. And we have to allow natural progression. So, he couldn't stop and save people. And it's going to be a tedious process to go through. And I mean, right now, which I knew was going to happen, I saw this coming, that they were going to throw the nurses under the bus first thing. The nurses were always expendable. I'm telling you, you go work in the field and you see. And in my own case, I saw, oh no, we're just going to go ahead and let the doctors off. We're going after the nurses in the hospital because the hospital's got all the lawyers. So, of course, we have to get the hospital involved. So we're going after the nurses in the hospital because the nurses should have done this and that, and that's what they do. The nurses are expendable. The nurses, and you work in that profession, you are at the bottom of the pyramid. You are going to be, you're at the bottom and you will be thrown under the bus. They are not going to go down. But see, the whole thing is that they've thrown somebody under the bus, is toppling the whole system down. So the system is falling because it was corrosive and diseased. So anyways, so they're actively, I guess, going to go after the nurses at this point. Schools are putting out messages, the newsletters to the parents that they have sudden death syndrome now in the schools. And, we're just going to have to accept it. Tell your kids not to do any sudden movements around some kids because, that's just a part of life. Kids drop dead in school. That's the way it is. Like, there's going to be some traumatic shit is going to go on some schools, man. Like some traumatic shit. It's fucking heartbreaking, but it's how shit has to play out. So anyways, I've got too many things going. So let's go back to the queen. So if the queen, if she is, how I kept saying something big is going to come. When I'm seeing how much energy people have attached to this in their whole state of being, this could be the shift. This could be the big announcement that is going to get everybody to pay attention. It's going to be the huge shift. Like there will be, if it is something with her, there will be some bumper stuff. There will be some stuff that will be like, they get everybody's attention and then there'll be like a 1-2 punch. So, and it will start a whole succession of dominoes just going out in every direction. It will be chaos of the explosion. It will be like the grand finale at a fireworks show. It will just become explosive. That will be the energy change. We can hope that it is going down like this. I mean, they've got so many horrible things happening. What's going on in Greece, in Pakistan, in the Korean of you. I mean, so many places. And it hasn't done any huge shift. Those are central localized traumas that all these people are going through. But there's going to be something that's going to draw everyone's attention. And, I would much rather it be an announcement somebody died, who died a long time ago anyways, than, a nuclear threat or something. And I sure the hell don't want to go through goddamn famine with some of these people. Like, Jesus Christ, who knows what them people would do. I mean, right now they just announced in Chicago as of January, the beginning of January in 2023, that no longer are you going to be held for crimes like kidnapping and murder in the second degree. They're just going to, book and release. I'll see you later. I'm going to go do some more crime. The guy who's talking about was like, this is the purge. It's happening. It's like, that's what they want. They want us to be in fear, and they want the criminals to, that's hell. The criminals, the perversion, the division, that is the main energy. And it is us, that we are the ones that have to change that. We are the ones who have to know we want more. I saw this guy who was talking to, who had worked for Trump, and he was saying, he gets excited when people ask about him because he said he is one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. You can't even imagine what a good person this is, and everyone he surrounds himself with. He's just a really good person, and he really does want the best for people. And he is like, he's going out there and letting them chase him with friggin', he's had so many attempts on his life too, because they know he's got power. He's up there with them, and he's choosing the light instead of going with the dark and being a part of their sickness. So, and then when you get these people who are just like, every single one with me, every single person. The other day, the girl who was about Richard Brand is a girl, is David Icke. He's a psyop. Jesus Christ. I don't even know. Like, to me, so much of that is just, it's fear. Like, you're not getting another thing past me. No, it's all of you. It's all of you. It's kind of like a paranoid a little bit, you know? So, yeah. I mean, to me, when I was watching Ancient Aliens, like I said, you know, they put a lot of good information out there, but then there is stuff that is, you know, where they're talking about space. And I'm sure on Gaia channel, there's some other ones, you know, that gives you a lot of information, but there's a little bit of false stuff in there. And that could be out of ignorance. It doesn't mean that it's always out of, out of deceiving people. It can be just out of their own ignorance. I mean, I saw this one, the lady who, she's a ufology person. She's in the disclosure people, like she's very outspoken. She was a journalist who started covering the animal mutilation, and before she didn't know anything about it, but it was when she went out and she started doing it and talking to the sheriffs, talking to the government officials, that she found out that it was the aliens and it was really happening and all that. So she started trying to disclose, became a whistleblower, you know, and then right away you're labeled as a kook. And so she's in with that group of people. And I saw somebody one day asking her what she thought about this flat earth thing, and she thought it was laughable. She thought that was ridiculous. Like, and she went through telling all her stuff why she believed it. So that's why, you know, you don't, just because they don't know doesn't mean they're trying to deceive you. They just haven't seen it either. They're still buying the lie. They're focused on what they're focused on. Just like I keep saying about so many people, they get stuck on something and they don't go past it. And that's why you don't get stuck. Keep going through information. You know, just like a river needs to run. I mean, they want to dam it up to control it. They're always trying to control the resources, control the water, control who's being flooded and who's being famine. They can be right next to each other. That's the absurdity. That's what we need to see. That's why we need to start questioning our reality. Oh, so right here we're having floods, and over here we have a famine. How is that? Why can't we just switch things around? Why can't we gather this water that is flooding? Why can't we build a reservoir? Why can't we dam it up? Why is it becoming so chaotic? You know, we have to see. We're letting them be in control. And they are controlling everything. So, but they're losing control. That's the whole thing. And so in this looking glass thing, I think when they could look forward and see, they could see like a general thing of what was going to happen. Like they knew that who was going to win and who was going to lose. They knew that what was going to happen when he did the shit he was going to start taking down. That's why before it ever even happened, that Trump was already saying, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And everything happened because he already knew. And he was pointing it out to those of us paying attention. It's just, you know, it's like the same people keep paying attention. And other people are oblivious. Right now, I guess, CNN, MSNBC, and the other progressive news media is saying that the people who want freedom, want a civil war. We want to fight the people. It's like they're telling people to gather their weapons, get ready, get in the streets. The same thing they did when they created the riots and stuff, and they were out there screaming, get in the streets. We got mayhem, murder. They're creating the purge. Scratch my throat. They're creating the purge. They're doing it all on purpose. Because that's what they want. They want us to keep fighting and killing ourselves. Gosh dang it. Killing each other, I mean. They want us to do that. Sorry, it's really scratching. They want us to put that energy and fight each other. Then if we're fighting each other, we're not paying attention to them. Who are the real people? Who are the real puppet masters of it all? You know, I mean, it's ridiculous. The guy who I saw saying it, he was making such good points. I think it's the same points that I've already made, but saying like, because he went kind of further into it. He was like, you're talking about the plumbers, the truckers, the all of the people who create the infrastructure of how we live. Those are the people who you want to go in and fight. And then is the people who don't know how to take care of themselves, who, depend on Applebee's and happy hour and DoorDash to survive, and they all want to, they got to make sure that they have the most efficient car, and they'll ride bikes and they'll take the bus and all that. Like, those people are really wanting to go out and get weapons and fight the people who have all the weapons, who are marksmen and hunters. Like, it's ridiculous. But they try and get this going and try and get the other people to feel like, oh, you're in danger. These people are going to hurt you. You're in danger. They're trying to take over the world. And so they're actively doing that right now, because as soon as they get it to be complete chaos, then they step in and say they've got to come in and take control. Besides the fact, every setup situation gives them the ability to come in and take pot shots to get more drama going, and then come in and just and they don't care who they're shooting, because all they do is blame somebody else. All they want to do is create more fear and more chaos. And so don't go out to protest. There's more people putting together protests and stuff. Don't be going to protests. It's just to try and create this war. And the whole thing is to herd us off to the camps, and then to, weed through us, remove some of us, take us apart. And then the other ones who are compliant, they can go to work if there's jobs, and get their social scores for what they're allowed. And, they can find a box to live in somewhere. So, I mean, their world is not a world that most of us would want to be in anyways. It's like, fine, take me on. I don't give a shit. Your world sucks. I'm not going to sit here and be your slave. So, anyways, this could be the big announcement. Stella's saying it too. It could be the big announcement, though, that changes everything. And so if it does, that would be, well, shit will go down. I mean, like, we will, maybe lose internet or power, or, anything can happen. And it could be their last big shebang of fighting back. It's really hard to say, but just have that in your awareness, that this could be, I would say this is big. Like, I heard quite a while ago, that when the announcement of her death is a big marker, then you're going to know shit's about to go down. So anyways, just be ready and stay safe, and don't fear. Nothing can happen that wasn't meant to happen. You're never going to be where you're not supposed to be. There is no death. This is all an illusion. You're just in a dream. And anybody who leaves the dream, that's all it is. They just woke up out of this dream to go do something different. But most of everybody who is transitioning is staying right with you. People aren't just going away. They're all a part of this big change. This is huge, what's happening on this planet. And it is a part of, we're a part of a solar system. We're all a part of the same system. And so this is huge, and it affects everything. So anyways, there is, beings all around you. You can pray and talk to them and ask them, to give you peace, give you guidance, show you the truth, whatever. They're out there. They're trying to talk to you. Just talk to them. So anyways, I just wanted to talk about that, hopefully, because I'm kind of speeding through it. Hopefully, I covered everything I wanted to say about, it seems like there was something else. No idea what that is. Maybe she sees something I don't. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. Bye.